It's Team Lab Day! But I'm gonna regret that. Our first one. Skip that rub. Oh, it feels like we're moving. These are some big ass stairs. Let's see what else they got. Hey guys, welcome back to another destination, Sweet Eats. So the last time you saw us, we were plugging our veins full of caffeine and sweets, visiting all the coolest Starbucks in Japan. Remember, Japan is serious about this kind of stuff. So not only do they do things better, oh that's so good, they also do things way cooler and much bigger. And because I dragged Chris into every Starbucks that we passed, he dragged me to all the big things, from big experiences, big promises, and big sights. Being that we're from a small island in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, our perception of how big something is or what far really means is a little skewed. So seeing these big skyscrapers, statues, or figures in the sky with our own eyeballs really makes us take a step back to appreciate how amazing these modern feats of engineering are. So make sure you subscribe to follow us on our big journey through Japan. Let's go. We were majorly jet lagged, but in a good way, because we were up so early. We took the first train out towards Toyosu, where we had planned to spend most of the day. Hey guys, good morning. It's Team Lab Day. We're gonna be going there, and yeah, hopefully it'll be fun. I'm wearing shorts, and it's not that cold. But for now, we're gonna head off to some place up here at the Toyosu Fish Market, because we figured we'd check it out since it's early and eat some food. Now, our mistake was not doing very much research before coming to Toyosu Market. So we just followed the people. You smell it?
I smell it.
Smell the fish.
That's my breath.
It could be a breath.
No,
And so when we arrived, we were a little disappointed because we couldn't really see anything. Little did we know we ended up at the Uogashi Yokocho Market, which really wasn't open yet. There were a lot of people getting ready for the day's sales, but there wasn't anybody really selling anything. All those people that we had followed somehow disappeared, and we didn't see any of them over here. Now, this is a busy working market, so with the people loading up their stores, there were bikes and little go-kart things flying across the aisles that we had to be aware of and watch out for because they were in a rush.
Wow.
And then we finally saw someone buying something, so we thought we'd check it out. And of course, it was some food, just what we were looking for. So he chose the negima yakitori, which oddly was cold. I'll get another one of those. And now we also got a musubi. Trying to figure out how to open that thing.
Oh, that's somewhat similar.
Oh, that rice is so bouncy. And all the rice is seasoned too, so it's really good. Onto the next one. So as we were leaving, we came across an area which had more of a food court feel to it. And we realized this is where all the people had disappeared to. Now, this was more of what I expected to find at the fish market. If you like uni and ikura, then this is the place for you. And although a lot of the things looked amazing and I wanted to try them all, we decided on the Yamahara set because it seemed like it had a little bit of everything. And we also ordered 2 pieces of the Wagyu sushi. Let's try this miso soup. We ordered 1 piece of and in this moment I had a really big brain fart. Wagyu. That's right. Ordered 1 piece of the Wagyu. And this is uni on top of this and some wasabi. So we're just gonna put a little bit of that on top. I'm gonna regret that probably. The audio in this clip is quite deceiving, and it's a really quiet, small restaurant. So I was trying to speak quietly as not to disturb our neighbors. That is so creamy. The meat is so soft. No regrets. It was $7 for that. Creamy. Yeah. That was the best $7 bite. Now we're gonna take into this. There's some shrimp here. Look how big it is. This is my hand. The little big guy there. Then we got some uni and ikura. I think it's just salad. And we have some sashimi there, so. I'll tell you this, I don't know what kind of fish this was because I couldn't read the menu, but it had some buttery sauce. Oh my goodness. And Chris, who doesn't like raw fish, actually kept stealing all the fish, hoping I wouldn't notice. After our meal, we headed out towards the second Toyosu Fish Market building. You guys are in the wrong area. We are heading now towards the official
viewing observation deck.
And by this time, many people were leaving the building, so I kind of knew we missed the boat on this one.
Wow, look how big it is.
Even though this fish wasn't real, it was a pretty big fish.
Is that how big they really are?
We could only hope that we saw one this big, so we hurried off to the viewing area to see the fish.
Wow, look how big that fish is. They cut off the tail and everything.
Although we did see some fish there really wasn't much going on. The auction had already ended for the day, but it was still interesting to see all the different things going on down there, even though nothing much was going on. There was a nifty sign there showing what all the hand gestures meant when they were doing the auctions. Otherwise, nothing much to see.
Well, now we know next time. If we ever come back again and you're coming to the observation thing, go to the building on the left, to this observation area.
So after the obligatory picture, we headed out because our team labs appointment wasn't until the afternoon and it was still quite early in the morning. We opted out on visiting the fruit and vegetable building because our experience at Toyosu up until this point wasn't that great. So instead we walked towards Arayaki Garden, which is a mall not too far from the fish market. Or so we thought. On the map it didn't look that far, but our feet, being tired from all the other days of walking, were singing a different tune.
These are some big ass stairs. Here we go.
Now, something you don't know about Chris, he loves shopping malls, although he doesn't like to shop, but he loved how big this shopping mall looked. And of course, it was still really early, so obviously nothing was open except this Tully's coffee. So we sat outside and just rested our feet for a bit. His feet didn't hurt as much as mine, so he was raring to go to the next big spot while we waited for the mall to open.
We're on our way to Tokyo Big Shot.
Big sight.
Oh, Big Shot.
Well, we're no stranger to tall buildings. What we didn't realize was that everything about this area was made to be big. And the bigger things are, the farther they are.
Pretty sad. They don't swing. No swinging. But it's comfortable. There's a whole like flower garden over there. It's so pretty. These are so beautiful. Look at that.
Tulips aren't a flower that grows really well back home, so this was so amazing to see out in the wild like this.
Oh, there's a bug in that one.
As well as the bugs.
It was like,
What is it?
I don't know, it's a green spider. Let me see if I can see it.
There it is. Tokyo Big Site. I think it's just a big convention center, but it is big. And I'm looking at those stairs and wondering if it's really worth going up all those stairs to see it. Oh, is there an escalator? Okay. Remember, when you come to Japan, bring comfortable shoes. Walking takes on a whole different meaning over here.
You know what's the problem with being short? You can't walk as fast as the guy with the long legs.
He's walking so fast and I'm tired. Now, when you get to Tokyo Big Site, you're gonna see this big red saw. Why it's there? I don't know. But it's a sculpture by Claes Oldenburg, which is located on the north side of the main entrance hall. Question is, can it saw my shoes off for me too? Now, you're probably wondering why we're here at Tokyo Big Site. Well, look at it. It's huge and looks like something out of a Japanese tokusatsu show, or for you US folks, Power Rangers. Tokyo Big Site is Japan's largest international exhibition center. Its most iconic feature is the 190-foot-high conference tower, which appears as 4 inverted pyramids.
All right, here we go. Big stairs. And this is massive. This is what it would be like if we actually get visited by aliens.
Okay, they have a 7-Eleven here, a Tully's coffee, even a Starbucks. I mean, you can't even like appreciate the impressiveness of how big this thing is. The camera doesn't do it justice, but this place is huge, or this thing is huge.
The one thing I love about Japan is they figured out a way to incorporate nature with modern features. So usually there'll be a beautiful garden somewhere on the property, and we found it hidden underneath this pedestrian overpass. And of course, the garden path led us to our friend, the big saw.
Wow, this thing is huge. This thing is huge. Look at that. Big old saw in the middle of a beautiful garden. And look, a pyramid. Look at that. Wonder what it means.
Conspiracies aside, It wasn't a very large garden, but it was really nice to walk through it. And after I had my fill of the garden,
Now off to, where are we going now?
off to the shopping mall.
This mall is amazing.
Arayaki Garden is a large-scale shopping and entertainment complex in Tokyo Bay, conveniently located between the Toyosu Market and Odaiba. As if my feet weren't already tired enough, the complex, which is about 2.5 times the size of Tokyo Dome, is one of the largest to be built in Tokyo in recent years, which consists of a mall, a hotel, an event hall, a spa, a musical theater, a large public park, an upper garden deck with water features, kids play area within the mall, even a hot spring facility, which we totally missed out on. Needless to say, this place is big.
I'm here at the Muji store. Look at this. So cute. But check out this furniture. Hawaii needs to open a Muji store. Look at this sink. You know how expensive this would be to make in Hawaii?
As modern as you think Hawaii is, we're very limited on the things that we get.
This is for like wrap, like saran wrap and stuff. I want to just take this home with me. All this. Just take it home. Look at this. The fish broiler. And look, it's induction. And that light, it's so pretty.
Now on to the fun part, the food.
This jar. Look at the little unicorn. That is the cutest. Oh my god. Little bear. Oh my goodness. Oh look, this one looks like a piece of cheese. Ah, so cute. You just want to eat it all.
So after I got over my cute aggression, I headed over to this area called the Ariaki collection. Here I zeroed in on the korokkes. It would be my first on this trip and they looked so good.
We're in Ariaki Garden Mall. It's such a beautiful mall. They have a croquet type of place. So we ordered the Wagyu potato. This is our first one of our trip. It looks so good. It's really thick too. Itadakimasu. There's Wagyu and potato in there. It's slightly sweet. I can taste the onions too. So it's like a little mashed potato meat pie in here. This is really good. I would eat this again. All right, give it a try.
That's good.
It's good, right?
Oh, it reminds
Salty.
me of that taro puff in Chinese dim sum, but like way better.
For sure. I could see why people buy that all the time. It's really good. Totally worth it. It was like, yeah, $4 for that. Totally worth
I better
it.
eat before I eat.
Okay. Now we're gonna go walk around the food area and see what else they got. Look at that, so cute. Look at all the little flowers. Oh, they're shaped like little kitties. Look at that.
I was having so much fun looking at all the pretty food. I didn't want to leave.
No, I don't want to leave here in half an hour. We have to come back.
And he promised me that we would be back.
He looks like you, babe. Old man with a full head. Socks with slippers.
He looked like he could be Chris's brother, if he had one.
Okay, ready? Oh, that kitty's cute. There's a dice. Oh, there's shoes here, babe. Let's go get me some shoes.
And at this point, my feet were killing me.
Uh-oh. We found a gachapon corner. Let's see what we got. See if there's any Dragon Ball.
Now, Chris and I aren't really into little tchotchkes like this, but the kids really wanted Dragon Ball, so we were looking.
It's so funny. I have not seen any Dragon Ball stuff, yeah?
The last time we came to Japan, there was so much Dragon Ball stuff everywhere, but at that time, the kids were into Godzilla. But now it seems like Dragon Ball is out. And we finally made it up to the food court level, which is Chris's favorite place. He loves food courts and just likes looking at all the food in the different restaurants around. Me, on the other hand, I just like eating the food.
Oh, that's so cute. Look at that. I'm
And then something caught my eye.
Wait, this is original Pancake House. Wow, we gotta try here, babe.
I know you might think there's nothing special about Original Pancake House, but Japan just does pancakes better.
We are going to come back here. They even have souffle. I mean, look at that. So they have the apple, the Dutch baby. Okay, we are definitely coming back here for a meal.
And that was a big promise that I was gonna make him keep.
So now I kind of want to blow off Team Lab a little bit.
So much so I couldn't get it off my
I'm
mind.
really excited about that original Pancake House. We want to get lost in the Gigo area or go left? Because look at this. Oh my God, the kids would go nuts in here. Look at all the claw machines. Look
at this place. Look how nice it is with the stairway over there. Now, the one thing I want to change for our next trip is to stop more often because we had so much to see that we didn't stop and enjoy the things that were in front of us, like all the yummy food. I haven't been to a TJ Fridays in forever. Oh, wow. This is neat. Look at the kids, the school kids with the hats. Look, they have like a little water area where they can play. Oh, wow, look at this view. Those are parking stalls. There is seating up there. You can go up that spiral staircase and eat up there and look out towards the view. And unfortunately, our time was up at Ariaki and we had to head towards Team Labs for our 1:30 appointment. But as promised, we would be back. Now, when we got to Team Labs, it was pretty crowded, but it was a pretty organized chaos going on because they had a really good system of when to line up. Not necessarily you can get in at your specific time slot, but you can start lining up. And the line moved pretty quickly because they would let people in large batches. They also made you watch an orientation video, which helped space out the people entering the facility. You guys ready? We're gonna go into Team Labs. After relinquishing our shoes and socks, we headed off into the exhibit. It's actually feeling really good on my feet. Yeah, I get to be out of my shoes. Oh, what's right here? Oh, it's cool. Now, my apologies in advance because you're going to be seeing a lot of our feet in this part of the video. This piece is called the Waterfall of Light Particles. I wish you could really see it in its true form, but there were just too many people. And what we didn't realize is that every time you go into a water area, they'll give you a towel to dry your feet off. But we were totally not prepared for this next room. This room is called the Soft Black Hole, and how fitting. Now you have a choice to either go through the room or go take a detour around because this room was crazy. Once you fall, you can't get back up. Skip that room. Now this is the iconic room that you see on social media all the time. This room is called the Infinite Crystal Universe. This room was so beautiful. I can see how you could hang out here for a long period of time. But the one rule is you can't touch any of the hanging strips of lights, and there were some tourists misbehaving. This girl was literally spinning through all the lights and whacking them all over each other. Oh yeah, they're not supposed to touch it. And this is another room that's very iconic. You see it all over social media and very different from the first water feature we walked through. Oh, it's like onsen water. This room is called Drawing on the Water Surface. Look! Babe, look down. It's fish! Fish!
Hologram fish!
Cherry blossom petals fluttering over the water along with the fish swimming through and darting away in beams of light was just amazing and beautiful.
Can't see anything. Too dark.
It seemed like with every room you entered, it got more beautiful and more mesmerizing. Although this place is a really busy tourist attraction, it's just one of those things that you just have to experience. And don't forget, this is an art exhibit, so there was a piece on the side here in this little secluded room. This piece is called Matter is Void, where you can sit on this bench and take a picture with it behind you, but I wasn't about to get my pants wet. Now this room is titled Expanding Three-Dimensional Existence in Transforming Space. These large spheres of floating light are suspended from the ceiling or rolling around freely on the ground. You're allowed to touch them and to push them around, but you're not allowed to like smash anybody with it or to be really rough with these balls. Now this installation is called Floating in the Falling Universe of Flowers. Oh wow. This room was crazy psychedelic. You're allowed to sit on the floor and just look up, but I warn you now, if you do that, you're gonna have a hard time getting up and leaving because you kind of get put in this trance that I had a hard time snapping myself out of. It was very mesmerizing. And as you walk through, it looks like the room is spinning, even though you know it's not. And since the floor is mirrored, it's a real surreal experience.
This feels so weird. Like you're moving.
Oh my God, I feel like I'm moving now.
I feel like I'm moving. But we're not. We're sitting on the floor. Whoa. This is beautiful though.
Something you can only experience while standing in that room.
I know, it feels like we're moving. Are we moving? No, we're not moving. It just feels like we're moving. The door's not moving.
I'm turning it.
As cool as that room was, I was kind of glad to be out of it. It wasn't one of my favorite rooms. Now, this room is called the Moss Garden of Resonating Microcosms. This room was so interesting because it almost looks like an alien planet. The interesting part about this installation is that it looks so different from the daytime and the nighttime. The nighttime has these amazing reflections of light off these silver spheres, while during the day, it looks just like this.
Trippy.
Now for the exhibit I was the most excited about, as well as everybody else here. This installation is called the Floating Flower Garden. Unlike the other installations, this one has a little bit of a queue. So they let you in groups and they give you a set time limit to sit and experience the installation before they move on to the next group. And you can go back in line to experience it again, but again, there is a wait. And it just so happens that this whole installation is filled with one of my favorite flowers. Now, when you enter the exhibit, you're allowed to sit, lay down, stand underneath the orchids, but you're not allowed to touch them. And the orchids are suspended from the ceiling, so they go up and down in a very slow rhythm. While everyone else was getting in their positions, laying on the floor, taking their selfies, I was over here admiring all the different species of orchids and wondering how I could get these home and grow them in my own garden. Although we had a limited time in this exhibit, it was one of the better ones, and I highly encourage you to visit before they're gone. And as promised, we came back to Ariaki Garden to visit the original Pancake house. And by now, we were starving.
We are not busy at all.
Hey guys, we're back at Ariaki Mall because we had to come to the original Pancake house. Sadly, ours on Oahu closed, the one in town. There's still the one in Kalihi, but the one in town's closed. And every time we go there, I've always wanted to try the Dutch baby, but it takes like 40 minutes to make, or they don't make it. So we thought, let's try the Dutch baby here. And the best part is they're having a strawberry fair. So I wanted to order everything, but we'll show you what we ordered in just a minute. So this here is a Dutch baby with vegetables and cheese.
Yeah, they call it a Dutch garden.
A Dutch garden. Oh, a Dutch garden. Okay. And this has honey on the side if you want to drizzle that on top. But oh, it smells so good. You can't break it. It's good, huh? I've never had a Dutch baby before, but look,
It's like a pizza.
it's like a pizza, yeah. It's like a very, almost like a popover feeling, right? Like a type of bread.
It's very soft.
All right, so this is my first time having a Dutch baby, but this is a savory pancake because we have a sweet one coming later. So it's gonna cut a piece here. Oh, this looks really good. Of just a pancake. Should I try some of the honey?
Yeah.
Actually,
Dip it in there.
Dip it in there.
Wow.
Ooh, wow, look at that.
Get it in there.
Itadakimasu. Oh, that Dutch baby is really good. It's essentially like a popover. Like a big flat popover. Cheese, vegetable, and broccoli.
but wow. That's the cool part about this pancake because I can see it going savory or sweet.
Yeah.
It tastes good either way. You gotta try this.
I think it's
And the moment we've all been waiting for.
Wow. Oh my god, guys. Look at this. This is their fula pancake, which is their souffle pancake. These are huge. I've been dying to have a souffle pancake since we got here. Oh my god. And they have the strawberry Mont Blanc in the center. Oh my god. And just strawberries in general. I love strawberries. So I'm excited to dig in. Oh wow, it's so fluffy. It's like a cloud. Oh, it just like falls apart. Get some pancake and I'm just gonna take a little bit of this. Itadakimasu. That is so good. The pancake literally just melts in your mouth. I'm so glad we came here. And this is the Mont Blanc. Oh, that's just like eating ice cream, like a strawberry ice cream. It's so good. Wow, you gotta try this. Find an original pancake house and order this. Oh wow, so good. Okay, your turn. Tell me what you think.
land. Get some of the land. That's delicious.
And it's so light, right? It's like you're really eating air. I think you could probably eat 2 of these and not feel full because it's just so fluffy. They're so like refreshing and light. We're gonna finish this up and move on to the next place. Oh, guys, find an original pancake house in Japan. So worth it.
Promises fulfilled, we headed off to our next big destination. Aqua City Odaiba is a large shopping complex centered next to the Odaiba Marine Park, where you can see the center of Tokyo metropolis over the Statue of Liberty and the Rainbow Bridge. Of course, we had to check out the toys. We came across these big guys. But what we really came here to see was this really cool art exhibit. This exhibit is called UWS Aquarium Gakkyo. Created by Miyazawa Masanori, who is also called Gakkyo professionally, known as Japan's top fish tank display creator. He's created many art aquarium installations across Japan, creating visually stunning terrariums, biotopes, and fish tanks commonly referred to as water planets. Called the Ultimate Aquarium Experience, this exhibit flows into 5 themes remixing Japanese cultural traditions and legends, while representing Japanese miyabi, the traditional Japanese sense of beauty through the medium of an aquarium. This first area is known as wabi-sabi, simplicity and elegance. It fuses the sound of water, the scent of fresh greenery, and driftwood to mimic ink paintings on a hanging scroll. Orion is inspired by the colorful and elaborate garments of the courtesans of the Edo era. Mangekyo means kaleidoscope, alongside of this large mural by Tsuyoshi Nigamushi. This exhibit uses kaleidoscope-like effects with reflecting light and fish actually behind the kaleidoscope. This area is known as Ryugyu, Palace of the Dragon God. It was created in the image of the mythical undersea dragon palace castle in the waters off Odaiba, Tokyo. This is the largest piece and the aquarium's main attraction. This area is called Yuraku, meaning play and enjoy. It has a digital interactive experience where you can scoop up fish with your hands.
Oh, you use 2 hands?
Although not a large exhibit, it was a very enjoyable experience, one where you can lose track of time and the beauty and the sounds of the water. I highly recommend stopping off at this exhibit if you're in the area. Although we weren't hungry yet, we did eye out eggs and things, and look at what they had on the menu. All right, eggs and things Hawaii, why don't we have this back home? After Aqua City, we headed next door to Diver City, where we came across the famous big unicorn Gundam.
Wow.
And I noticed it's a different color from the last time we came.
Look at the size of this guy.
And of course, a lot of things changed in the last 3 years since we've been here. Like the Gundam Cafe is no longer there, but we were so excited to be here.
Are you here, guys?
Glowing lights aside, these stairs looked mighty enticing to sit down on because my feet were sore.
Hey, we're here at Diver City, looking at Gundam, and just resting our feet now. Look at that booster pack on the back, so detailed.
And since we've been here before and it's a really big mall, Chris is really excited to check it out again.
All right, Amara, it's calling my name.
Now, I've heard this soft serve was the best in Japan, so we're here to find out today if that is true.
This is called cremia, known for its high milk fat content and the use of real Hokkaido cream, which gives the soft cream, as it's more commonly known here, a rich, creamy flavor similar to a soft ice cream, rather than the typical soft serve back home, which honestly, you don't want to know what it's really made of.
Okay, we're gonna give this a try. I heard it was really good. This looks like a cookie crust, but takimasu. Wow, that is a really good soft serve. It's really melty, but wow, that is the best soft serve I think I've had in a long time. That is so good. And the crust is like those yokomoku cookies. Wow.
Like Milano cookies?
Yeah, kind of like that same texture. That's really good. You gotta try this. Find this cone, you see it, get it. It's so good.
It has her name on it.
Meant to be, yeah.
Amara. It's not like a soft serve at all.
Yeah, it's just a really soft ice cream, yeah?
That's good.
This crust is so good. But the ice cream is like melty ice cream. It's not even like soft serve. So good. Highly recommend.
And the last time we were here, I had the kids, so I wasn't able to check out the Gundam Base up at the top floor. So this time I got to go and check out all the models.
Wow, look at all those figures.
Now, if you're into models like this or what they call gunpla, then this is the place for you. But for me, it was just cool to look at.
Here's the Unko Museum. Unfortunately, we're not going in because we did this before.
The last time we came to Diver City was specifically to see the Unko Museum, and it was a completely different experience. Aside from the loud screaming and noise, it was a really enjoyable exhibit, and it had a kind of Team Lab-esque feel. I'm not sure what it's like now, but I can't imagine it being very different. Look, they're filming something. After a long day of big experience, big sights, and big noise, we finally ended up at the wrong train station. Yes, we got off at the wrong stop, but it took us to this cool Ghibli clock that we did see the last time we were in Japan, but it's still a really cool sight to see. Too exhausted to film after all that walking, we ended up at a family restaurant and had this amazing omu rice dinner, and of course, we ended our day with a little bit of sweet eats. Thanks so much for joining us on our big adventure through Japan, and we'll see you on the next one.
Rainy and blustery day. Amazing. Wow. Harry Potter, Harry. Oh, there he is. There's Tommy.